Welcome to this third video in Thematic Block 1, looking at the emerging roles of teachers in a digital context. This video is focused on achieving the learning outcome, describe guidance and its role in teaching and learning in a digital context. It is important to consider how teachers can leverage from technology to enhance learning and allow them to become more present. This use of technology will change the role of teachers to become less focused on sharing knowledge and more guidance-based, dialogical, and enabling them to build relationships with students. This video will look at some of the emerging roles of teachers in a digital context, including academic guidance, designer, social and emotional support, bridge builder, and ethical guide. We will now explore some of these roles. The first role is academic guidance. Teachers will work with students in a digital age to understand their learning goals, needs, and motivations for learning. They will have discussions with their students about how best they like to learn and what they would like for their learning environment. This will provide skills in learning to learn and support the process of academic learning so students can become self-aware and expert learners. The next role teachers will undertake is the role of a designer. Diana Lollard, in her seminal work, argued that teachers cannot challenge technology to serve the needs of education until we know what we want from it. It's important that teachers act as designers, looking at how we can leverage from technology to make learning possible. Laura Lard conceptualises the teacher as a designer that develops a learning environment in which all students can thrive and reach their individual goals. That goal for each person may be different. Students as a whole are often not included in our consultation process, and it is only by working with our students that we can understand and meet their needs. In the course on digital teaching in DigComp Edu Area 3.1, we looked at design-based approaches to integrating technology by discussing and co-creating with students. The basis for this is design thinking. Design thinking is a human-centered approach to designing solutions to problems. It involves empathizing and working with those affected by the design process to understand their situation and ideate a future of what might look for them. Those that are part of the consultation process are critical. In this case, students should be clearly involved in the designing of learning environments and educational system. More can be found about design thinking in the readings. The next role of the teacher will be one of social and emotional support. Technology use over the past decade has evolved and was not planned. Without having a clear objective or focus, this has led to negative consequences of technology. Many of these negative consequences are associated with reducing human interaction and a knock-on impact on mental and physical health. In the future, technology will afford the potential for teachers to become more active and dialogical and human with their students. Leveraging from technology to support guidance and tasks that do not substitute human interaction but enhance teaching presence is critical and allows teachers to support students emotionally and socially. Technology lacks emotional and social intelligence. Modelling responsible and social behaviour and leveraging from pedagogies that involve building relationships will be a critical role of teacher presence going forward. Their focus will be on supporting students to build relationships with each other and outside of education to transfer their learning to real-world consequences, enabling them to build skills in communication, collaboration and cultural awareness. This is associated with the role of teacher presence and social presence, how teachers can work with students to develop a social presence through technology. In addition, the role of the teacher as an observer will enable them to observe students. Using technology to create content and deliver as much of those tasks as much as possible provides opportunities and space for teachers to watch and observe students, particularly those that might be struggling and supporting. It's possible, once you see these students and have time to observe them, to support them with strategies to self-regulate their learning. In the future, the teacher will take on more of an observer and a reflective practitioner role that enables learning to take place, socially and emotionally. We saw that one of the challenges with technology is the availability of information on a large scale. Not always is this information accurate, and not all use of technology is ethical. Technology is not human. Although it is based on human information and input, it does not have the ability to discern right and wrong. In addition, technology inherits human bias. Although technology will provide information and content and suggest lines of inquiry, it does not mean it's moral or correct. Teachers will play the role of ethical guide in which they will support students to question information, content, and perspectives, and reflect on the assumptions that underpin these. They will guide students to seek out different voices and opinions and analyse these. In addition, they will promote discussions about privacy, equity, and systems thinking, how concepts relate to each other and impact each other, encouraging students to consider the wider impact of their actions on others. This will facilitate empathy and social responsibility. The role of the teacher here will be questioner, reflective practitioner, researcher, and dialogue. We already spoke about how learning is changing, in which children have access to learning outside and beyond the classroom. Given the role of technology in supporting students to access information and learning perspectives in a variety of contexts, will result in the teacher role extending to a bridge builder between in-class and out-of-class learning. In their design, they will consider how to connect to other learning environments, designing hybrid or distributed learning spaces. In particularly, the role of technology in supporting self-directed learning will be critical. For example, for homework tasks, technology will allow teachers to share additional resources, clear instructions, and provide opportunities for students to collaborate with their peers outside of class and also learners in different contexts. In addition, technology will provide opportunities for teachers to connect with parents, so they're part of the students' learning. Within the classroom, the use of technology will provide opportunities for virtual reality learning and cross-cultural projects that will provide bridges to apply their learning and learn from other contexts and cultures. The teacher, as a bridge builder between these different learning environments, will be critical. Lastly, the teacher, in addition to discipline-specific skills, will have a critical role in the development of human skills. Technology will enable teachers to support students to develop skills beyond academic learning outcomes. In particular, digital skills, cross-cultural awareness, empathy, and ethics. Teachers play a role in supporting students to be active and responsible members of society and humans in a digital world. Please see the readings for further information on these roles.